Ready? Apply the vibhuti and kumkum on your forehead. Wear your Rudraksha mala and prepare your Panchapatram and Adurni. 1 cup with a spoon with some water for the ritualistic cleansing. Now, everyone please settle down on your yoga mats. All the male bodies, please remove your upper cloth. Apply the vibhuti in 16 places over your body. And let us open the session as you sit in a comfortable cross-legged position with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart center. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Visualize Swamiji as we chant the Satguru Vandanam.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavaditam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami.
Next, we will invoke Paramashiva's presence by chanting the Shiva Mula mantra, Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha, 11 times. Please follow along internally.
Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. 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 Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha.
Next, we will be performing the Tadvachamanam, the ritualistic cleansing. Now, take your Panchapatram and Adurni and keep your right hand in the Gokarna Mudra in the shape of a cow's ear, like our acharyas are demonstrating. Take 1 Adurni of water, pour it into your right palm, and each time the word Swadha is chanted, sip the water from the bottom of your right palm for a total of 3 times.
Om Atmatattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Vidyatattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Shivatattvam Shodhayami Svadha.
Now wash your right hand with the water from the Panchapatram and wipe your lips twice with the bottom of your right thumb as we chant.
Om Ham Hridaya Janamaha.
Wash your hand again. With your index, middle and ring finger joined together, touch above your upper lip and below the lower lip. Then wash your hand again. With index finger and thumb joined together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. With ring finger and thumb together, the right eye, the left eye, the right ear, and the left ear. Wash your hand again. With the little finger and thumb joined together, touch your navel, your right chest, and your left chest. And with all the fingertips joined together, touch the crown of your head, the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and your heart center. Wash your hand once more. Now place the right hand over top of the left, place both hands on the right thigh, and set your sankalpa, your conscious resolution, what you want to manifest in today's Nithyananda yoga session. Set your declaration and hold the visualization as we chant the sankalpa mantra.
Om Mamopatta Samastam Duridakshayadvaram Bhagavat Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Vishishthajam Asyam Shubhadito Purana Arogya Yukta Dridhagatra Yogiga Sharira Siddhyartham Paramashiva Shaktiya Vishkaranartham Nithyananda Yoga Abhyasam Karishye.
Now wash your right hand once more.
Om Apaupasprisya.
And keep your Panchapatram and Adurni aside out of harm's way so we can safely enter into the yoga practice. Before we start, let us briefly cover the 12 components of Kailasa's Nithyananda yoga. Preparing our bodies to hold the intense energy as it was just now poured over us in the darshan. Through asanas, physical postures, aligning your body to Paramashiva by aligning it to the cosmic geometry, intensely activating our nervous system and strengthening the body to hold the energy. Pranayama, the breathing techniques, as you align your breathing to Paramashiva, you prepare your nervous system, clean the nadis, the energy channels, and infuse intense prana into the system. Mudra, the energy circuits performed with your hands, limbs, and various other parts of the body, seal the prana into the system, activate the non-mechanical parts of your brain, and align your intra-organs like your chakras, third eye, vak, and anandagandha to Paramashiva. Bandhas, energy locks, as performed by contracting certain muscles and diaphragms within the body. Intensely move the Kundalini Shakti up along the spine and prevent it from falling down again to the lower energy centers. The bandhas we are going to perform are of three kinds. The Mula Bandha, the root lock, as you contract the perineal floor and pull it up, you push the Kundalini Shakti upwards. The Mula Bandha will be resembled by a red circle in the left center of your screen. Ujjana Bandha, the stomach lock, as you contract the stomach muscles above and below the navel and pull the navel in and up towards your spine, you forcefully move the Kundalini Shakti higher and higher, resembled by a yellow circle in the same place. And the Ujjana Bandha, the throat lock, as you contract your throat muscles and tuck your chin to the chest, internally locking the throat, preventing the prana from falling back down, resembled by a blue circle. If you perform all three bandhas at the same time, they make Mahamudra Bandha, which is resembled by a purple circle. As you can see right now, for the first few asanas, we are going to perform Mahamudra Bandha. Next up is Karna, the sacred dance postures, as seen in various temples throughout India, preserved, carved in stone, as you move your limbs in synchronicity, aligning your body movements to the cosmic movements. You create intense awareness in your entire body and a subtle breathing flow that intensifies the prana uptake. The next component is visualization. Throughout the asana practice, we're going to project certain visualizations. If you hold the visualization, you will embody the essence of the asana and experience the asana much deeper by aligning your thinking to Paramashiva, manifesting Mano Shakti, the power of thought. Japa is the internal repetition of mantras. We are projecting mantras on the screen as you internally repeat them again and again while visualizing them rotating around your throat in a circular way. You're cleansing your Vishuddhi chakra, your throat chakra, and activating the power of speech, vak, as you align your speech to Paramashiva. Next is the external chanting. Our acharya is going to chant the sacred mantras and scriptural references for all the asanas, providing the right context and holding the high energy space for all of you. During yoga, your aura opens up and is receptive to the external energies, so we are providing the highest energy space by chanting the words of Mahadeva himself. Weightlifting is the next component, as bodybuilding is a spiritual practice as per the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can hold weights throughout the asana practice to intensify the asanas and intensely awaken the Kundalini Shakti. Mandala, the visual representation of the gods and goddesses. As you can see in the background of our acharyas, we are projecting the Shri Yantra, the visual representation of all the gods and goddesses. If you hold the visualization of a yantra, just gaze at it intensely, but gently, like you would gaze at a rose. It is being reflected into your brain, and the macrocosmic energies are reflected into your microcosmos. So gaze at the mandalas as much as possible. Next up is Abharana. The traditional Rudraksha jewelry is capable of holding more spiritual energy than any other stone. Slowly giving it back to your body as comparable to a spiritual battery. It is holding you in the high energy space, so keep skin contact to Rudrakshas at any given time. Aushada, the spiritual alchemy products, infuse prana into your system and heal even the most chronic of diseases. In our case, that would be vibhuti and kumkum, and if you have it available, you can apply sandalwood powder mixed with water on your temples. Or if you have any other aushadas given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, you can apply them during the yoga practice. The final component is the Shakti powder, or Shaktini powder, of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the entanglement with the Master, infusing the high energy into our system and enabling us to perform any asana immediately. If you feel the sweet connection to the Guru during the yoga practice, holding the space of oneness with the Master, new dimensions of yoga open up and you manifest the ultimate. Let us now enter into the yoga practice. As you sit in a comfortable cross-legged position with your head, neck and spine in a straight line, place your hands on top of the knees in Bindu Mudra with index fingers and thumbs together. Gaze straight ahead. Visualize Lord Shiva in your inner space. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka, the first pranayama, as you inhale deeply into your stomach. Hold your breath and visualize a flame being kindled in your stomach, rising up your spine. Engage all three bandhas, Mahamudra Bandha, root lock, stomach lock, and throat lock, as you internally chant the japa, Soham. Visualize it rotating around your throat in the first asana of the sequence, Sukhasana.
Tat sukhasanamityuktam ashaktastat samacharet.
Next up is Parvatasana. Now bring your legs into Padmasana by placing the feet onto opposite thighs. Join your hands together in Anjali Mudra and raise them up above your head, keeping the elbows straight. Engage all three bandhas as you visualize yourself as Mount Kailasa.
अथ वक्षे महादेव पर्वतासनमङ्गलम्.
Next up is Halipavasana. Now bring the soles of the feet together in front and hold your hands behind your back. As you lean forward and down, place your head on the ground behind the heels. Gaze to your nose, engage all three bandhas as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पूर्वविधियाहु मे जानो उभयपगदली सम्पुटठानो.
From the same position, extend your arms out in front, cup the palms and place them down on the ground in front of the feet. As you bring your forehead down behind the heels, gaze to your nose, engage all three bandhas as you visualize yourself as a snake in Nagi Pavasana.
पूर्वविधि परियागाने नीचौहौ वीकहु निभनास्यो लगायि.
Next up is Kokilasana. Now hold the big toes with index and middle fingers in Prana Mudra. Stretch your legs forward and up, and then cross them into Padmasana as you lean forward and down onto your elbows. Engage all three bandhas and visualize yourself as a bird.
पूर्वविधि परियागाने नीचौहौ वीकहु निभनास्यो लगायि.
If you have any questions about the asana practice, please let us know in the chat. We'll reply to your questions and give any clarification if needed. Next up is Nithyananda. Now stack your knees and ankles and hold on to opposite elbows. As you start rotating your arms in a circle, gaze to your nose, engage all three bandhas, visualize Swamiji, and after some time, change the direction of the movement.
घोड़ा बावां पाद की आशमा हिली सोजे दक्ष चरण को वार लौता परिकुल्भ समोज.
Next up is Gajasana. Now place your hands flat on the ground, shoulder width apart, and lift your hips up high. As you scoop your head and chest forward and down again and again, visualize yourself as an elephant and perform Uddiyana Bandha, the stomach lock, and Mula Bandha, the root lock. As you can see, the yellow and the red circle on the left side.
Nibjam padagre bhumo kritvalambi bhuyamastagre nidhaya.
Now maintain the same position and alternate pressing one heel into the ground as you lift the other heel up again and again. Visualize yourself as a bear as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha in Vrikshasana.
Ekaikam padamakuncha gajasanam kuryat vrikshasanam bhavati.
Now rise up onto the tips of the big toes with all other toes raised off the ground if you can. Keep your hands in Hridaya Mudra with index, middle and ring fingers joined together at your heart center. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you apply Uddiyana Bandha, the stomach lock, and Mula Bandha, the root lock, in Vaishyasana.
Keshe napadayugalam badhva tishte tado mukha.
Next up is Urdhva Janu. Together, toes pointing outwards and your knees bent. Bring your hands to the chest. With the elbows parallel to the ground, raise one knee up along your body. Follow along with the respective hand in a circular motion, again and again on both sides. Next up is Padalingasana. Now interlace your fingers from the outside in Sarva Shankari Mudra. Hold on to one knee and pull it up towards your chest. Engage all three bandhas. Stand straight on the mat and visualize yourself holding a baby.
Ekam jano urasi alingya sthatavyam balalinganam bhavati.
Next up is Padapidanasana. Now hold the foot from behind the back and pull it towards your buttocks with both hands. Now visualize Swamiji in your inner space and engage all three bandhas. Keep breathing in Samana Kumbhaka. Breathe into your stomach and visualize a flame rising up your spine.
Sthitvaikasmin padatale karabhyam veshtayetanum.
The next asana is Natarajasana. Now hold the sole from the foot from the inside as you extend your leg back and up, and extend the opposite arm forward with the hand in Bindu Mudra, index and thumb together. Engage the Mula Bandha, the root lock, as you visualize yourself as Lord Nataraja.
Uttanapadam krauncham cha marichim virabhadrakam.
Now repeat Balalingasana on the other side. Pull the other knee towards your chest and visualize yourself holding a baby.
Ekam jano urasi alingya sthatavyam balalinganam bhavati.
Now pull the other foot behind towards your buttocks. Engage all three bandhas and visualize Swamiji in Padapidanasana on the other side.
Sthitvaikasmin padatale karabhyam veshtayetanum.
Now hold the sole of the foot from the inside, lean forward, and visualize yourself performing the cosmic dance as Lord Nataraja.
Uttanapadam krauncham cha marichim virabhadrakam.
Next up is Ardha Rechitakarana. Now stand in Adimandi posture, heels together, toes pointing outwards and the knees bent, and step the right foot behind the left. Bring the left hand to the chest and swing the right arm back and forth, like a pendulum. Gracefully move your fingers one by one. Place your right hand over your nose, uncross your ankles, step the left foot behind, and repeat the movement on the other side. Next up is the skeleton dance. Now visualize yourself as a skeleton as you shake your body intensely. Hold the visualization of your bone structure as you dance wildly. This will build integrity into your very bone marrow. we are in focus mode, so nobody else is able to see your camera, so don't worry about that. As we're moving on to Katichina Karana. Now stand in Adimandi and cross your arms above your head with the palms facing backwards. Now turn your hips to the side, open your arms wide above your head, cross them back to the center and repeat the movement again and again. Next up is Tadasana. Now stand tall on the tips of your toes as you raise your arms up parallel above your head. Visualize yourself as a palm tree as you perform Orthi Bandhas and internally chant the new japa, Shivoham. Visualize it rotating around your throat.
Mahamudra Kono Tadasana Vibhedakan.
Next up is Uttanasana. From a standing position, lean forward and down, bringing your hands flat on the ground. Engage Orthi Bandhas as you bring your forehead closer to your knees. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Uttanasana.
Mahamudra Kono Tadasana Vibhedakan.
Next up is Tadaksvasana. As you place your hands shoulder width apart on the ground, step your feet back into a tall plank position. Now contract the perineal floor in Mula Bandha and tuck your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha as you start rotating your head from side to side. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you do so.
Gajasanavastitva Vastakam Varam Varam Dakshina Kukshim Savya Kukshim Rajete.
Now lower your body down onto your stomach. Keep the hands at the side of your chest. Palms flat on the ground and the toes pointed backwards. Now raise your head and upper body up by the strength of your lower back. Open your mouth wide. Inhale through the hollow of your throat and visualize yourself as a cobra in Bhujangasana.
Angushthanabi Paryantam Madhobhumo Vininyaset.
Next up is Shashasana. Now push your body back up into a plank position and alternate bringing one knee in towards your chest back and forth. Now visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Breathe calmly through your nose in Sahajra Kumbhaka. Lead the prana along your spine as you perform the Mula Bandha.
Gajasana Samstito Janudvayamakuncha Varam Varam Kartavyam Shashasanam Bhavati.
Next up is Rathasana. From the same position, step one foot in between the two hands. Jump the front foot back and bring the other one in between the hands again and again. As you visualize yourself as a chariot, perform the Mula Bandha.
Gajasana Samstito Ekaikam Padam Puramargena Brahmitva Kartavyam Rathasanam Bhavati.
Now rise up into Viravatasana. Keep the front leg bent at a 90-degree angle and extend the other leg far back, keeping the knees straight and the toes pointing outwards. Now raise your arms up parallel above your head. Keep your hip facing forward. As you gaze to your third eye, visualize yourself as Lord Viravata and perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha, the stomach lock and the root lock.
Vasishtamatakaundinyam Urdhakukutam.
Now exchange the position of your feet. Raise your arms up above your head as you repeat Virabhadasana on the other side. Visualize yourself as Lord Viravata with 8 arms.
Vasishtamatakaundinyam Urdhakukutam.
Next up is Vrikshasana. Now stand tall on the mat and bring the sole of one foot towards the inner thigh. Join your hands together in Anjali Mudra and raise them up above your head. Keeping the elbows straight, gaze ahead. Visualize yourself as a tree as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
Dakshinam Savya Gulphena Dakshinena Tateteram.
Next up is Garudasana. Now bring the raised foot to the opposite hip. Join your hands together in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart center. And visualize yourself as Lord Garuda as you perform the Mula Bandha in Garudasana.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत्.
Now repeat Vrikshasana, the tree posture, on the other side as you raise the other foot up and your arms up above your head, visualizing yourself as a tree.
वामोरुमूलदेशे च जाम्यं पादं निधायतु.
Now repeat Garudasana on the other side. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda with big wings on your back.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत्.
Next up is Trikonasana. Now step one foot forward and the other one far back. Keep the back toes facing sideways. Extend your arms out parallel to the ground. Lean forward and down. Bring one hand to the foot. As you gaze up along the other arm, visualize yourself as a triangle.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now exchange the position of your feet. Extend your arms, lean forward and down, and visualize yourself as a triangle as you repeat Trikonasana on the other side.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Next up is Nikutaka Karana. From Arimandi posture, heels together, toes pointing outwards and knees bent. Raise one heel off the finger hands in front of the chest with the palms facing each other. As you stump the raised heel down, raise the other heel up and exchange the position of your hands again and again. The next asana is Angushtasana. Now lower your body down onto the tips of the toes, heels raised. Sit your perineum down on the heels. As you keep your knees off the ground and join together, place your hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart center. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space and start buzzing like a bee on the inhalation and exhalation in Brahmari Kumbhaka as you perform the Mula Bandha and internally chant the new japa Sadashivoham.
कबन्धासनमित्याहुः गोरक्षासनमेव च.
Now extend one leg forward. Keep the hands at the side, palms facing forward in Vara Mudra with the fingertips just touching the ground as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Saurasana.
प्रसार्य प्रसार्य एकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्.
Now
गुल्फस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संसृज्य तत्करेण गुल्फस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संसृज्य
Near the floor, tuck your chin to the chest, and gaze in between the hands in Shambhavi Mudra, with eyes open wide, unblinking. Apart. As you keep your hands on the thighs or knees, gaze through your nose and visualize
Ave.
the next up is Bhadragodakasana. As soles of the feet together, join your thumbs and little fingers, and open up the palms resembling a lotus flower in Padma Mudra as you raise your arms up above your head. Gaze through the gap between the palms and visualize your Next up is Mandukasana. Now bring the feet flat on the mat and sit on the heels. As you place your hands on the knees, gaze through your nose. Maintaining the same sitting posture. Bring your hands above.
प्रथमे वैसकोकर ठाने दो हाथ पगम बीच आने.
Next up is Kakabhushandi Asana. Now squat with your feet flat on the ground and the knees wide apart. As you bring your arms in and around the raised knees, interlock your fingers behind your back in Parasha Mudra. As you gaze to your nose, visualize yourself as a crow in Kakabhushandi Asana.
प्रथमे वैसकोकर ठाने दो हाथ पगम बीच आने.
Next up is Kanipavasana. Now place your hands flat on the ground, shoulder width apart, and bring your knees onto your arms towards your armpits. Lean forward and down. Find balance and lift the feet off the ground. As you balance on your arms, visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Kanipavasana.
आसन को गुण आशीर्षित होई तो आछी होई.
Next up is Kapali Asana, the first inverted posture of this sequence. If you have any spine or neck issues or problems with high blood pressure, take it slow with any of the inverted posture. If you feel you need support for this asana, you can set yourself up in front of a wall or ask a partner to aid you. Now keep your hands flat on the ground, shoulder width apart. Bring your knees onto your arms and place the crown of your head to the mat, forming a triangle between your hands and your head. Slowly bring the hips above the shoulders and then straighten your legs up. Gaze to your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Kapali Asana.
शीश शीशा धरती टेकी पकड़ो वो मिलवा ऊंचा को करे.
Gently lower your legs down and keep your hands flat on the ground as you twist your body to one side, aligning the knee and the hip with your elbows. As you lean forward, find balance and then extend your legs out to the side. Gaze to your third eye, visualize yourself as a peacock and start breathing in Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhaling all the way and holding your breath in Paramashivoham.
आसन को गुण आशीदुष्टा होई तो आची होई.
Now twist your body to the other side. Balance on your arms as you visualize yourself as a peacock in Paramashivoham on the other side.
मयूरम दंडवत कुर्यान मायूरम दंड नामकम.
The next asana is Paramashivoham asana. As you keep your hands flat on the ground, shoulder width apart, step your feet back into the plank position and then step one foot outside the shoulders, in between the hands. Gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as Lord Kala Bhairava as you perform the Mula Bandha in Paramashivoham asana.
आसन को गुण पीती जाई.
Now step the other leg, the other foot in between the two hands. Push your hips forward, gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as Lord Kala Bhairava in Paramashivoham asana on the other side.
आसन को गुण पीती जाई.
Next up is Unmukha Pitasana. From Tadakshvasana, the plank position, bring your forearms to the ground and slightly walk your feet forward to raise your hips even higher. Gaze towards your third eye, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and keep breathing in Rechaka Kumbhaka. Exhale all the way and hold your breath.
भून्यस्थो जानुनी हस्तो चतुष्पदम वाङ्मुखम.
Next up is Vashishthasana. Back in Tadakshvasana, rotate your body onto one arm as you extend the opposite arm upwards. Keep your core engaged and gaze up along the arm as you visualize yourself as sage Vashishta.
ऊर्ध्व कुक्कुटवासिष्ठ मरीचिहल मत्स्यकम.
Now rotate your body to the other side and repeat Vashishthasana on the other side.
ऊर्ध्व कुक्कुटवासिष्ठ मरीचिहल मत्स्यकम.
Now come to a seated position with your legs extended forward. Place your hands underneath the buttocks with the palms facing up. As you gaze to your nose, visualize yourself as Lord Hanuman. Perform Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock, and Mula Bandha, the root lock, as you internally chant the new japa Mahasada in Anjani Asana.
ऊर्ध्व कुक्कुटवासिष्ठ मरीचिहल मत्स्यकम.
Next up is Paschimottanasana. With your legs extended forward, bend forward from the waist and hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra with index and middle fingers. Now bring your head as low as you can towards the knees. As you visualize Swamiji in your inner space, engage all three bandhas Mahamudra Bandha.
जानु परिला लाटंतो पश्चिमम ताणमुच्यते.
Next up is Ugrasana. From the same position, interlock your fingers behind your neck. Lean forward and down, bring your head to the knees, elbows outside the knee. As you engage all the bandhas, visualize Kali in your inner space.
स्वपाणिभ्यां दृढं धृत्वा जानुपरि शिरोन्यसेत्.
Next up is Marichyasana. Now bring one heel to the groin. As you keep the knee raised, bring your arm around the knee and interlock your fingers behind your back. Lean forward and down as you perform the Mula Bandha and visualize yourself as Sage Marichi in Marichyasana.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now drop the knee down to the side. Lean forward and down, hold onto the foot as you engage all the bandhas Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in Mahamudrasana.
महामुद्रां प्रवक्ष्यामि तन्त्रेऽस्मिन् मम वल्लभे.
Now bring the other heel towards the groin, knee raised. Lean forward, interlock your fingers behind your back. Visualize Sage Marichi and Marichasana on the other side.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now drop the knee to the side, lean forward and down. Perform Mahamudra Bandha in Mahamudrasana.
महामुद्रां प्रवक्ष्यामि तन्त्रेऽस्मिन् मम वल्लभे.
The next asana is Bhadrasana 2. Now join the soles of the feet together in front of your body. Hold the feet firmly with both hands. As you push the knees to the ground by the strength of your groin, gaze to your third eye and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुल्फौ तुवृषणस्य अधः सीवन्त्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत्.
Next up is Kvalipavasana. As you keep the soles of the feet together, slightly extend your legs away from the body. Place your hands on the respective knees. As you gaze to your nose, engage Jalandhara Bandha, tuck your chin to the chest, and the Mula Bandha, contract your perineal floor as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पूर्व चरपड़ चौक अख्यो सोई वाही विधि जोगी जय सोई.
Next up is Droni Asana. Now bring the soles of the feet together, close to the body. Hold the feet and visualize Yoni Mandala, the visual representation of Devi Paramashiva Shakti, as you lean forward and bring your chin towards the toes. Gaze to your nose and perform the Mula Bandha as you do so.
दो एडी संपुट करे 16 मूल द्वारित रिधरे.
Next up is Midaki Pavasana. Extend your feet away from the body. Keep the heels together and the toes apart as you extend your arms out to the side and bring your forehead on the ground behind the heels. Gaze to your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
पूर्व चरपड़ चौक अख्यो सोई वाही विधि जोगी जय सोई.
Next up is Siddha Samadhi Asana. With the toes together and heels apart, bring your arms below the shins and place your chin down in front of the toes. Bring your toes towards your throat if you can. Gaze towards your nose as you visualize Lord Surya in your inner space in Siddha Samadhi Asana.
दो एडी संपुट करे 16 मूल द्वारित रिधरे.
Next up is Chinaki Pavasana. As you keep the heels together and the toes apart, hold your feet and open them up like a book as you press your elbows onto your thighs. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
भून्यस्तो जानुनी हस्तो चतुष्पदम वाङ्मुखम्.
Next up is Chadapada Chokasana. Keep the soles of the feet together and place your hands on the knees as you gently push them down towards the ground. Gaze to your third eye and visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
दो एडी संपुट करे 16 मूल द्वारित रिधरे.
Next up is Bhairavasana. With the soles of the feet together, raise your heels and bring the toes down. You can use the support of your hands if needed. In this intense stretch, as you keep your knees on the ground, hands on the knees in Bindu Mudra. Gaze to your third eye. Visualize yourself as Lord Kala Bhairava as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
गुल्फौ संपीड्य चान्योन्यं वित्क्रमेणोत्थितं शनैः.
Next up is Samanasana. Now keep one heel against the perineum and lift the sole of the other foot against your chest with both hands. Gaze to your third eye, visualize Swamiji and perform the Mula Bandha.
समानासनमावक्ष्ये सिद्धमन्त्रादि साधनात्.
Now bring one foot over top of the respective shoulder As you extend the other leg forward and up, gaze to your third eye and visualize Swamiji in Apanasana.
केवलं पादमेकञ्च स्कन्धे चारोऽपि यत्नतः.
Now repeat Samanasana on the other side. Bring the other heel against the perineum, opposite foot flat against the chest.
समानासनमावक्ष्ये सिद्धमन्त्रादिसाधनात्.
Now bring the other leg over top of the shoulder, extending the opposite leg forward as you repeat Apanasana on the other side.
केवलं पादमेकञ्च स्कन्धे चारोऽपि यत्नतः.
Next up is Gomukhasana. Now stack your knees in front of the body, bring the heels close to the outside of your hips, interlock your fingers and place them on the top knee. As you gaze to your nose, visualize the face of a cow. Breathe in Siddhkari Kumbhaka, pressing your tongue against the palate of your mouth without touching the teeth, and hissing through your teeth while inhaling. Perform the Mula Bandha and internally chant the new japa Om Nithyananda in Gomukhasana.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्फं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत्.
Next up is Anasuyasana. Now hold onto the big toes in the same position in Prana Mudra. As you gaze to your nose, visualize yourself as Rishika Anasuya and perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
केवलं पादमेकञ्च स्कन्धे चारोऽपि यत्नतः.
From the same position, interlock your fingers behind your back. Lean forward and down, bring your chin over the knees, nose towards the ground if you can. As you visualize yourself as Rishika Anasuya in Anasuyasana too.
जीवना गोदा की संधि उपरिड़ा वागोड़ा की संधि.
Now sit with one heel against the perineum, the opposite foot flat on the ground in front, with the hands on the knees. Gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Lord Garuda in Garudasana too.
डाबोपकमोडी एडी माहिलो गुल्फमूलद्वारनी चैदे.
From Garudasana 2, raise your perineum onto the heel. Interlock your fingers behind your neck and twist your elbows outside of the raised knee as you gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as Sage Narada in Naradasana.
पिष्ठिज वाम पगदली केरी भूपरिता हिलका वेफेरी.
Next up is Matsya Pitakasana. With one foot flat on the ground, bring the other foot on top of the opposite thigh. Hold onto the big toe and the shin of that leg as you gaze to your nose and visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu in Matsya Pitakasana.
वामेन वामांगुष्ठन्तो गृहीतं मत्स्यपीठकम्.
Now slide your knees over top of each other with the other knee on top this time as you hold your hands on top of the knee and visualize the face of a cow in Gomukhasana.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्फं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत्.
Now hold the big toes in Prana Mudra and visualize yourself as Rishika Anasuya in Anasuyasana on the other side.
समानासनमावक्ष्ये सिद्धमन्त्रादिसाधनात्.
Now interlock your fingers behind the back, lean forward and down, bring your nose to the ground in Anasuyasana 2.
दक्षिण गोड़ नीचे उठाने बाहों ताकि ऊपर आने.
Now repeat Garudasana 2 on the other side. Sit with the other heel against the perineum, opposite knee raised, hands on the knees, visualizing yourself as Lord Garuda.
दावोपकमोडी एडी माहिलो गुल्फमूलद्वारनी चैदे.
Now repeat Naradasana on the other side. Raise your perineum onto the heel, interlock your fingers behind your neck and twist them outside the knee as you visualize yourself as Sage Narada.
पिष्ठिज वाम पगदली केरी भूपरिता हिलका वेफेरी.
Now place the other foot on top of the opposite thigh. Hold onto the shin and the big toe and visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu, in Matsya Pitakasana on the other side.
वामेन वामांगुष्ठन्तो गृहीतं मत्स्यपीठकम्.
Next up is Matsyendrasana. Now place one foot onto the opposite thigh, raise the knee, and twist your elbow outside the knee, placing the other hand on the ground behind you, the front hand by the neck. Now gaze to your third eye and visualize Nithyananda, the great sage and master of Hatha Yoga.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्नतः.
Now extend the front arm down to the foot, hold onto the big toe in Prana Mudra, place the other hand on your ear, gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as a camel in Kubasana.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए.
Now keep holding onto the front foot, place the other hand on the ground behind you, twist your body even further as you visualize Sage Matsyendranath in Matsyendrasana too.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठर प्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम्.
Now extend both legs, bring the other foot onto the opposite thigh as you repeat Matsyendrasana on the other side.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्नतः.
Extend the front arm, hold the back ear, visualize yourself as a camel in Kubasana.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए.
Place the back hand down to the mat, twist your body even further in Matsyendrasana too as you visualize Sage Matsyendranath, the master of Hatha Yoga.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठर प्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम्.
Now place both feet onto opposite thighs. Keep your hands on the knees. Gaze to your nose, engage all the bandhas Mahamudra Bandha as you visualize yourself as Lord Shiva. Breathe in Sitali Kumbhaka, hissing through your teeth with your tongue pressed against the teeth as you internally chant Om Nithyananda Mahasadashivoham in Padmasana.
उत्तानो चरणो कृत्वा ऊरु संस्थो प्रयत्नतः.
Now cross your hands in front of the body, hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra, gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Goddess Parvati, the consort of Lord Shiva, in Padmasana too.
आसनं द्विधं प्रोक्तं पद्मं वज्रासनं तथा.
From Padmasana, bring your hands in between the legs, place them flat on the ground as you lift your entire body off the mat. Visualize yourself as a rooster in Kukutasana as you breathe calmly through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka.
ऊर्ध्व कुक्कुटवासिष्ठ मरीचे हलमत्स्यकम्.
Next up is Badhaki Asana. From Padmasana, rise up onto your knees, bring your hands flat on the ground in front of you with the fingers pointing backwards. Bring your elbows to the navel, lean forward, and lift your knees off the mat as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे च आरोप्य यत्नतः.
We move on to Mayurasana. Similarly, with your hands flat on the mat, fingers pointing towards your body, lean onto your elbows, find balance, and lift your entire legs off the mat, keeping them straight as you visualize yourself as a peacock in Mayurasana.
मयूरं दण्डवत् कुर्यान् मायूरं दण्डनामकम्.
Now lay down flat on your belly. Interlock your fingers behind your head as you place your forehead down and keep the toes pointing outwards with your heels down to the mat as you visualize yourself as a crocodile in Makarasana.
अध्यासशेते हृदयं निधाय भूमौ च पादौ च प्रसार्यमानो.
Now keep your hands next to the chest and raise your entire legs up using the strength of your lower back and glutes in Shalabhasana, visualizing yourself as a locust.
अध्यासशेते करयुग्मवक्षो भूमिमोष्टभ्यकरयो स्थलाभ्याम्.
Now hold onto the feet and pull them outside the hip as low as you can to the ground as you visualize yourself as a camel in Ushtrasana.
अध्यासशेते पदयुग्मव्यस्तं पृष्ठे निधायापि धृतं कराभ्याम्.
Holding onto the feet, kick your legs back and up as you raise your chest and head up, gaze up, and visualize yourself as Pinaka, Lord Shiva's bow in Dhanurasana.
प्रसार्य पादौ भुविदण्डरूपौ करच पृष्ठे धृतपादयुग्मम्.
Now sit in a kneeling posture with your heels outside the hips, toes touching behind your body, hands on the knees. Gaze towards your third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform the Mula Bandha and internally chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Bhagasana.
उल्टा मोड़ी पाव दो वैसे बहुरो जुगती करे एक ऐसे.
Next up is Gohi Asana. Setting up for another inverted posture. So set yourself up in front of a wall if needed. Now place your forearms on the ground, elbows shoulder width apart. Interlock your fingers, place the crown of your head to the mat, and raise your hips as you walk your feet forward. And then lift your legs up, pulling the knees in towards your chest, as close as possible, as you gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in Gohi Asana.
दो हाथ की कोहनी जोई पुण्य कलाई जाने दोई.
Now extend your legs up straight into Shirshasana. Gaze to your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्विधैव विदितं हिनः.
Gently lower your body down. Come to a seated position with the legs forward. And start rapidly exhaling in Bastika Kumbhaka. Again and again, as we are going to perform a sequence of rapid exhalations with the legs raised. Now bring your hands behind the calves and extend the legs forward and up. As you bring your head towards the knees, bring the legs vertical and visualize Swamiji in Podhyasana.
दो हाथ पग बाहर आने घोड़ा तरे काकसी ठाने.
Now extend your legs forward and bring your hands behind your back, holding onto opposite shoulders. As you gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as a mace in Padakasana.
उत्तानं शेनं कृत्वा पादौ मिलित्वा प्रसार्य.
Keep your legs extended forward and keep breathing in Bastika Kumbhaka. As you extend your arms parallel to the ground, gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as a boat in Naukasana.
उत्तानशयनं कुर्पराभ्यां भूमिं अष्टभ्य.
Now bring the soles of the feet together and pull them close to your chest as you scoop your hands below. Keep exhaling rapidly as you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Lord Rudra in Rudrasana.
पगतली संपुट करी हाथस्योपक ऊंचाई.
Now breathe calmly. Lay down on your back. With the feet flat, keep the palms on the ground behind the heels as you push your hips up. Engage Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha. As you visualize Swamiji in your inner space, gaze to your nose in Unmukha Pitasana too.
ऊर्ध्वे च जानुनी कृत्वा शवेत्वोर्ध्वमुखं तथा.
Now lay down flat entirely with your hands next to your hips, palms facing up. Pull the Kundalini Shakti up forcefully along your spine. Visualize your body is dead and Swamiji, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, is liberating you in Shivasana as you internally chant the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तु शवासनं. शवासनं श्रान्तिहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्.
Now slowly return to your physical body. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, your wrists and your ankles. your elbows and your knees. Pull your knees up towards your chest. Rock your body from side to side. And slowly return to a comfortable seated position. Congratulations, you completed the Pratama Vinyasa Krama, the 108 asana sequence as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. With this, we conclude today's Nithyananda Yoga session. We're looking forward to see you all again tomorrow. So let us sit straight with our head, neck and spine in a straight line. Hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Visualize Swamiji as we chant the Purna mantra.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.
Thank you all. Nithyanandam.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasada Shiva. Om Nithyananda.